My parents invited colleagues to have lunch at my house without my permission and complained when I refused to buy expensive meats. I moved out when I was 19, not because I wanted independence, but because living with my parents had become impossible. They treated me like a live-in servant, cooking, cleaning, doing everyone's laundry while they sat around, but the worst part was the money. Every summer I worked at a local grocery store, and they demanded 60% of my paycheck. Their excuse? You live under our roof, you owe us. The thing is, my parents didn't need the money. They were well off. My dad's an accountant, my mom works in real estate. That 60% was about $80 a month for me. They made that in an hour. For me, it was an entire month of work. When I finished high school, I got a better job and moved into a tiny studio apartment across town. Those first 2 years were brutal. I worked 2 jobs just to cover rent and put myself through community college. No support system, no safety net. I ate ramen most nights and walked to work to save on gas, but I made it work. I transferred to a 4-year university, graduated with a 3.9 GPA, and landed an incredible job in software development. My parents knew about all of this. They never congratulated me. Not for getting into college, not for graduating, not for the job offer, nothing. A few weeks ago, I visited them to help my younger brother move some furniture. While I was there, I realized I'd lost my spare house key. I asked if they'd seen it lying around. They both said no. I figured I'd dropped it in the parking lot somewhere and made a mental note to get my locks changed eventually. 2 days ago, I left work early. I finished all my projects for the week, and my boss told me to take the afternoon off. I was exhausted and just wanted to go home, order takeout, and sleep until the next morning. When I pulled into my driveway, I noticed my parents' car parked on the street. That was weird, but I figured maybe they wanted to visit. Then I unlocked my door and walked inside. My living room was full of people. My mom and dad were sitting on my couch. My brother was in the kitchen, and there were 4 people I'd never seen before sitting at my dining table, eating food off my dishes. I just stood there, frozen. My mom glanced up and said, "Oh, you're home early." That was it. No explanation, no apology, just surprised that I'd walked into my own house. My dad stood up and walked over with this big smile on his face. "Hey, glad you're here. Listen, we're running a little low on supplies. Could you run to the market and grab some more meat, maybe some of that ribeye you usually get?" I couldn't process what was happening. They'd used my spare key to break into my house, invited strangers over, eaten all my food, and now they wanted me to go buy more? I tried to ask what was going on, but my mom cut me off. "We don't have time for this right now." She actually put her hands on my shoulders and started pushing me toward the door. "Just go. We're hungry and these are important clients." I was so shocked that I actually left. I drove to the grocery store in a daze, grabbed some steaks and chicken, and spent about $40. The whole time I kept thinking, this can't be real. When I got back to my house, and put the bags on the counter, my dad immediately started going through them. His face changed from expectation to disgust. "This is what you bought? Store brand?" My mom walked over and looked into the bags like I'd brought home garbage. "We have guests here. You couldn't spring for the premium cuts? The organic stuff?" She turned to the strangers at my table and laughed. "Sorry, everyone. My daughter's always been cheap." That's when something inside me broke. I started yelling. I don't even remember exactly what I said, but it was loud and it was angry. I told everyone to get out. I said if they didn't leave in the next 2 minutes, I was calling the police. One of the clients looked extremely uncomfortable and started gathering their things. My dad tried to calm me down, said I was being dramatic and embarrassing myself. My mom just rolled her eyes. "Whether you like it or not," she said, "all my business lunches are happening here from now on. Your place is bigger than ours and closer to downtown. I have another one scheduled for tomorrow at noon." I pulled out my phone and started dialing 911. That's when they finally moved. My dad muttered something about me being ungrateful as they left. The clients practically ran out the door. My brother was the last to leave. He stopped at the doorway and said, "I'm sorry. I didn't know you hadn't agreed to this." After everyone left, I sat on my couch and cried. Then I got angry again. I called a locksmith and paid extra for same-day service. By 8 p.m., I had brand new locks installed. The next morning at 11:45, my mom showed up with 6 people. I watched through my window as she tried her key, then tried it again, then started banging on the door. My phone started ringing. I didn't answer. She called 4 more times. Then my dad called. Then my aunt started texting me, saying I was being disrespectful and hurting the family. I blocked all of them. My brother texted later and said he was proud of me. That's the only message I responded to. My mom is still trying to reach me. I haven't answered once, and I don't plan to.